Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to look at how we can start a Chaos Demons army using just 2 box sets. Those box sets in particular will be the Chaos Demons Combat Patrol and the Chaos Demons Boarding Patrol box sets. In the video, we're going to go through, talk about both box sets, talk about the units that come inside them, before we put this all together and show you a little sample army list of 1,000 points using just these 2 box sets to hopefully give you some inspiration for starting your own Chaos Demons army force and help you get a force on the table that little bit quicker. Now, with that said, let's talk about the contents of these box sets, and first of all, we'll talk the Combat Patrol. So, first of all, for the Combat Patrol, we get a Bloodmaster model. This is the model you can see at the bottom of the picture on the slightly larger base. This is a Khorne Demon hero, pretty much your standard Bloodletter hero or HQ option, whatever you want to call it. Now, you've got Weapon Skill 2+, with Strength and Toughness 5. You've got 4 wounds and 5 attacks with a 4+4+ save. That save is interesting. Now, with Chaos Demons, you have these 2 different saves, which will be known as your Demonic save. What happens with them is the first number is your save in melee, and the second number is your save at range. Depending on what demons you are, depends which one will be better, though generally you're going to have your melee save be that little bit better. Now, you've got the Herald of Khorne aura, where any friendly Legionnaires Demonica Khorne units within 6 inches of this model can reroll wound rolls of 1, and the Bloodmaster in your command phase can select a friendly Bloodletters core unit within 6 inches of this model, and until your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, a modified hit roll of a 6 will automatically wound the target. Now, speaking of Bloodletter core units, we get 20 Bloodletters, which are the basic troop for Khorne Demons. Now, they can have a demonic icon, which will allow them to ignore all modifiers to combat attrition tests, and the Instrument of Chaos giving them +1 leadership as well. This is pretty cool, so if you've got the Blood Reaper, which is a unit champion in there, along with the Instrument, you're actually going to be leadership 8, which is really nice. And then you've got, other than that, you've got Weapon Skill, Ballistic Skill 3+, with Strength 5, Toughness 4, 2 attacks per model, and the Hellblades, which are Strength users, so 5 steel, which is pretty decent, AP -3, and Damage 2. Joining them, we then have 10 Fleshhounds. These are a fast attack unit, and if you are looking for boarding patrol games, what's cool is Fleshhounds actually can be taken in boarding patrols. You can only ever take 1 unit, but you can include 1 unit of Fleshhounds as a fast attack choice in a boarding patrol game as well. Now, the unit champion has the Burning Roar for Assault D6, Strength 4, -1 AP, Damage 1 at a 12-inch range, and each time it attacks with this, they auto-hit, so it's like a little mini flamer. And each of them also has their Gordrink's Fang for Strength to User, which will be 5, -2 AP, Damage 1. Other than that, you've got 2 wounds, 3 attacks, Toughness 4, Weapon Skill 3+ on the models as well. Their big thing, though, is Savage Pounce. Each time they make a attack with a Gordrink Fangs, if they've made a charge or performed heroic intervention, they can add 1 to the attack's damage characteristic. The other cool ability is the Collar of Khorne, where in your opponent's psychic phase, you can attempt to deny 1 psychic power as if this unit were a psyker. So especially in your larger games, they're going to work really well as having multiple small units of these to act effectively as multiple little psykers for your force. And the last unit we have inside this box set are an elite choice called Blood Crushers. Blood Crushers are pretty fun. So first of all, they're just Bloodletters on top of Juggernauts. So you've got that in there to begin with. You've actually got something cool with these called a Malefic Weapon, where you get to make an additional amount of attacks based on the Malefic number, so Malefic 4, and each time if this bearer fights, if it made a charge move, and until the fight is resolved, you change the strength of this attack to +2. So it'd be on a charge, +2 strength, -2 AP, Damage 1, Malefic 4, so meaning you get 4 extra attacks per model, which is really, really cool, on top of your Bloodletters already cool attacks at that AP -3, Damage 2. Now you have the option for Demonic Icons, Instruments of Chaos, same as the Bloodletter units here as well. And so then we also have the Boarding Patrol box set. Now this does contain 10 Bloodletters and 10 Fleshhounds as the main bulk of it. We've of course already talked about these units, so we're not going to waste any time going through them again. But what this does do is it does give us some options on how we're going to build our army with requirements of how we sort of want to put it together, what we want as our compulsory unit options in, say, an Arcs of Omen detachment. We've definitely got a ton of options. You can really have, you know, some nice batch painting system here to push through and get all this army on the table super quick. Now, the additional piece we do get in here is a new character called Karanak. We don't have that, obviously, in the other box. Karanak is the Fleshhound's named character. So, definitely, you're going to get a lot out of all the Fleshhounds you've got across the two boxes with him. Now, while friendly Fleshhound's core unit is within 6 inch, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll wound rolls of 1, and if the target is a psychic unit, you can just reroll the wound roll entirely. So this can be a pretty cool little ability. Karanak himself can attempt to deny 2 psychic powers, and then he's got the Prey of the Blood God rule, where in your first command phase he selects an enemy character unit, and each time this model makes an attack against said character, the successful wound roll inflicts 2 mortal wounds on the target, and the attack sequence will end. Other than that, he's got Soul Rending Fangs. He's base strength, and then AP -2, damage 2. He's base strength 6, 5 wounds, 6 attacks, toughness 5. All in all, a pretty solid additional little character to add to your force that gets a lot out of your Fleshhounds. And so here we have a sample army list, putting it all together. We're in an Arcs of Omen detachment, and we've gone for fast attack, taking our compulsory unit option. Now, the reason we've done this means we can have 4 units of Fleshhounds, all of them separate, though you could easily swap this and make 1 unit of 10 if you want. I think that offers something different, maybe a unit to be a lot more aggressive with Karanak in a targeting, and then you would change to maybe troops, or you could still keep it as fast attack. It doesn't really matter at that point. But we've then got our Bloodmaster, and he's really the only interesting thing to talk about here on the reason why we've gone this particular character. And so, first of all, Warlord trait we've gone for on this model is going to be the Brazen Hide. What this does is each time the Warlord would lose a wound, roll a d6 on a 5+, they don't lose it, so it really helps keep those sort of buffs and auras he's putting on the table there for us. And then we've got the Relic, which will be the Rune of Brass, where while an enemy psychic is within 12 inches of the bearer, each time a psychic test is taken for that unit, it suffers Perils of the Warp on any dice roll that includes a double instead of only double 1 and double 6. And each time that unit suffers from Perils of the Warp, it will suffer d6 mortal wounds instead of d3, just further pushing our anti-psyker agenda with this force. But if you've been playing with the Chaos Demons, and especially Chaos Demons of Khorne, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and why not consider joining our Patreon or YouTube members on the channel as well. You can find the link to both Patreon and YouTube members, and indeed our merch stores on Teespring and Ko-fi down in the video's description. As a special thank you to everyone for supporting us on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, Daniel Etherington, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, James Tillman, Dylan Areno, and Gargamel196. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and indeed to everyone who helps come on and do battle reports, and to all the people who help run our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone, for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.